We're back once more with an interesting scoop on the latest news and cutting-edge developments regarding guns. Let's dive right in. New York Democrats to pass new gun laws. 1 week after the Supreme Court struck down a law limiting the spread of concealed handguns in New York, state Democratic leaders were expected to respond with new measures that would prohibit people from carrying firearms in many public settings deemed sensitive places. The ban would apply to places like colleges, hospitals, subways, parks, stadiums, and even Times Square, a last-minute addition in the late-night negotiations. It would also extend to any private property, such as a bar, restaurant, or home, unless the property owner expressly allows guns, which they can do by placing a sign on their premises. The expected legislation was seen as a forceful retort to the Supreme Court decision and may be an early test of how far a state can go to limit the spread of handguns without violating the Supreme Court's ruling. The gun bill adds new requirements for New Yorkers to receive a concealed carry permit, including 16 hours of training on how to handle a handgun, 2 hours of firing range training, an in-person interview, and a written exam, as well as a review of social media accounts. Carrying a weapon in a prohibited area would amount to a felony punishable by up to 4 years in prison, but the legislation would not apply to properly licensed security guards at work, former military members, or retired law enforcement officials. Brand new EAA Gerson MCP35 match and MCP35 OPS. Listening to customer input, Cocoa, Florida-based EAA Core is set to start shipping an expanded series of Gerson MCP35 high-power clones, complete with 21st century updates. Coming this summer are the MCP35 Match and MCP35 Ops, both all-steel construction, short recoil-operated classics that Mr. John Browning would recognize. However, the new guns, departing from the more basic MCP35, offer features that both the average gun owner and the competitive shooter will love. These include an extended beaver tail, fiber optic front sight, G10 grips, straight trigger, beveled magwell, and windage elevation adjustable rear sight. Plus, they drop the MK3 style mag safety, a feature much detested by high-power fans. We came across the prototypes of the Match and Ops variants at SHOT Show earlier. By the time of the NRA show in Houston, the Match and Ops models were a little more refined and ready for launch in July, which at this point is right around the corner. Retail on the new EAA Gerson MCP35 Match and MCP35 Ops is $699 regardless of variant. EAA also has other MC35s en route. We hope for a compact detective-style model with a melt to it, and for that, we spied the MCP35 Gold prototype at Houston too. New $799 TSUSA 10mm D10 1911. Tennessee-based TSUSA just recently debuted a feature-rich 10mm for the people, the two-tone D10 1911. TSUSA, brought in from Turkey through SDS imports in recent years, has built a good reputation, especially when it comes to John Browning's single-action platforms. We've taken a look at their tanker, a commander-sized 1911 45 ACP, and found it to be, well, an absolute tank. The new D10 runs a 5-inch hammer-forged barrel inside a forged, full-size slide with front and rear cocking serrations. The stainless frame includes a flat mainspring housing with 20 LPI checkering and G10 target grips. Best yet, it has Series 70 internals, which promises to avoid that gross Series 80 mush to the trigger. Sights include an LPA Bomar small blade adjustable rear and serrate front, while the slide features a flared and lowered ejection port to aid in reliability. Retail on the new TSUSA USA D10 1911 is $799 and ships in a waterproof hard case including 2 magazines, a cleaning kit, and literature. Mossberg debuts new optics-ready pistol and tactical shotgun. Mossberg continues to grow its fast-shooting 940 Pro shotgun line and expanded its MC2C pistol offerings this year with 2 optics-ready editions. It can officially be called a trend at this point because Mossberg just keeps paying particular attention to its new 940 Pro shotguns, adding the tactical variant to an ever-growing list of hunting and sporting options in late March. The official roster for the 940 Pro guns, developed with the help of world-renowned speed shooter Jerry Misalek, now includes the tactical, field, turkey in 2-barrel lengths, snow goose, waterfowl, and the competition JM model. This new 12-gauge tactical version includes the same robust and clean-running gas system as the others, which Mossberg claims allows for up to 1,500 rounds before cleaning. It also has similar but tactically minded additions of oversized controls such as the bolt handle, bolt release, beveled magwell, and elongated loading lever. Unlike some of its kin, the tactical is also optics-ready, supporting low-mounted optics with a machined sight base fit for the Shield RMS-based footprint. It's also shorter than most, with an 18.5-inch barrel topped with a fiber optic front sight. Overall, it runs only 37.5 inches long, with 2 sling mounting points, and brings a capacity of 7+1. On the other hand, slim, budget-friendly, and capacity were the names of the game for the compact striker-fired MC2C, which first came out back in early 2020. It was marketed as a skinny double-stack self-defense option with a capacity of 13+1 or 15+1 with an extended mag. Hence, the new MC2C still features a 3.9-inch barrel and comes in at 1.1 inches wide, 7.1 inches long, and stands 4.9 inches tall. The latest upgrade to Mossberg's carry-friendly guns is a clear nod to the consistently growing interest in handgun optics. That trend has most major firearms makers offering at least some form of carryable, concealable, optics-ready handgun. So the real story behind the optics-ready version is, well, it's finally optics-ready and offers the same Shield RMS-based footprint as the 940 Pro Tactical, which is a nice touch if you like your self-defense guns, sharing the same low-profile dots. Announced just before the NRA meeting, Mossberg basically opened the MC2C line to the optics-friendly shooting and carry community. The gun remains narrow and generally rounded for carry comfort, but now it's also ready for those next-gen optic shooters. Canik's SFX Rival and Mete SFX Pro hit the floor. This year's NRA annual meeting in Houston offered a host of new firearms, with some of our personal favorite picks going to the new budget-friendly but sporty Canik SFX Rival and the newer Mete SFX Pro. Canik's SFX Rival actually hit the scene just in time for SHOT Show earlier this year with a need for speed. The gun boasts a 5-inch barrel and aggressive front and rear slide serrations. The gun includes an optics plate built to fit a wide variety of current pistol optics, ranging from a Trijicon RMR to the diminutive SIG Romeo 3 Max. Overall, the gun comes in at 8.1 inches long and 5.7 inches tall. That puts it a bit beyond your stock Glock 17 territory for size, but with a steeper grip angle and a radius cut at the top of the grip for a higher purchase. The aluminum trigger on the SFX Rival is flat with a 90-degree break that is, we can attest, pretty sweet. The reset is also competition fast and short, and there is some added texture along the frame for better overall control. Even newer to the Canik lineup is the Mete SFX Pro. The original Mete hit the market last year. The Pro Edition comes with a threaded barrel featuring half by 28 TPI. It also boasts aggressive slide serrations and grip akin to the other guns in the Mete lineup. However, it burrows the trigger from the Rival, but in polymer for some additional cost savings. Celebrities sign gun safety pledge. In the wake of the recent sad incidents across the country, actors and creators are taking a stand to reconsider the use of guns in Hollywood. On June 13, it was confirmed that a group of roughly 200 directors, writers, showrunners, and producers signed an open letter called the #ShowYourSafety Pledge, backed by the Brady Center to Prevent Gun Violence, to urge their industry colleagues to incorporate gun safety protocols into their TV show and movie projects. The letter reads, "Guns are prominently featured in TV and movies in every corner of the globe, but only America has a gun issue epidemic. As America's storytellers, our goal is primarily to entertain, but we also acknowledge that stories have the power to effect change. Cultural attitudes toward smoking, drunk driving, seatbelts, and marriage equality have all evolved due to, in large part, to movies and TV's influence. It's time to take on gun safety." That's all for this video, folks. See you another time, folks.